Hey guys, welcome to How to Be Fancy. I'm Heather and today we're going to talk about color in your hair. Recently, I've had a lot of you ask me if I've tried any new hair color, so I thought now would be the time to do that. Today, I'm going to be trying out Lunar Tides, which is a Seattle-based company. Like most color depositing brands, this is completely vegan. It's a semi-permanent dye. It's not damaging to your hair. It actually is kind of like a conditioner. It's cruelty-free. It comes in 32 different shades, and enough of the rambling. Let's get on to the hair coloring. So this is the hair that we're working with. In order to save a little time, I have already lightened my roots. This is about 8 weeks of regrowth on the lengths here, and because we're staying within the same little region of the color wheel, I'm not going to bleach my overall head or try to do any lightening to this portion of my hair. You're just adding more damage to already damaged hair, so you want to spare your hair as much as you can. So staying within that same little realm of the color wheel really helps. Now, my roots rarely bleach past this kind of yellowy orange stage, so because I'm in the cool side of the color wheel right now for this season, I want to make sure to tone these roots, and I'm actually going to there's a few little pieces down here toward the ends of my hair where the fade out has happened, and they are also in need of a little bit of toning, so that's what we're going to do today. Lunar Tides has their own Lunar White, which is their version of a toner, and that's what I'm going to be using today. It's just a nice purple color. Smells very much like a cotton candy kind of bubblegummy thing, but it's definitely not an overpowering scent. So it's not super strong from what I can tell just out of the jar. Now, toner is something that I usually mix myself depending on the color that I think that I'll need. Just using a drop of hair color and some conditioner, and then I leave that on for a few minutes. This is purple, which will be great for toning this yellow orangey color, but if you're trying to neutralize, say like a warmer color, you wouldn't want to use purple on that, or you'll end up with brown. I'm going to section off my hair and we'll get started. So since I don't want a lot of yellow undertones to the green that I'm going to be using, I'm going to use a toner to help neutralize my roots. This just creates an even base for you to lay down your color over the top of and get kind of a more even finished look. So I used almost the entire jar just to do kind of my root area, which I had some pretty significant roots, but just know that if your hair is, if you need to tone your whole head, or if you have longer hair or longer roots, you're gonna need a couple of tubs of that. And what I wanna do is just take it right where this little light bit is on the ends of my hair, and I'm gonna be super neat with this. I just wanna neutralize that kind of yellowy undertone a little bit by adding some purple. So for 4 ounces of Lunar White, you're going to be paying $11.99. So just keep that in mind if you need to do all over your hair. It might be a little more cost effective to mix your own, but it was really nice to just open the bottle and get to toning. The directions say to leave this on for about 35 minutes, so that is what I am going to do. Now, I expect this isn't going to pull out all of the orange tones in my hair just because my hair is really brassy, but because we're gonna put more of a saturated tone over the whole thing, that doesn't matter so much on my hair. If you're trying to get pastels, you want to get your hair as white and light as possible. Now, because I'm still in the green tones of my hair, Lunar Tide sent me over 6 different green shades. 6. There's 6 of them. That's pretty impressive. They range from like a dark teal all the way to the brightest lime green. On my hair this time, I decided to use that dark Juniper green. It's very much a true dark green. And then in this bowl, I'm going to be mixing the Cerulean C, which is this color right here. It's a gorgeous, deep jewel-toned teal. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this smoky green color just to kind of tie it in with the roots a little bit better, and also because I know I'm going to need more than 1 tub of this to really be able to saturate the ends of my hair. If you want to know kind of how the color will look on your hair, I just usually take a paper towel and a little bit of the hair dye that I'm mixing up just to test it out on a paper towel. Then you can adjust lighter or darker from there. I also decided to add a bunch of conditioner to this, about a half a cup of conditioner if you're measuring, just to make sure that I not only had enough to use all over my hair, but also that I'd have a little bit left over. I mix everything in this Tupperware tub so that I have a lid and can store this in the shower to use for touch-ups throughout the month. I like to section my hair off into 6 different sections. It just makes it a little bit easier to manage. And then what I'm going to do is take the Juniper green, which is what I'm going to use on the roots, and I'm going to gather this little section up, and I like to go ahead and paint kind of a little outline of the color along my roots. So I'm not really focused on getting everything completely and neatly covered. I just want to make sure that I get the root of that section. It just kind of helps keeps things separate while I'm trying to color my entire head. Now, I don't know if this makes it easier for you or harder. This is just what I do. When you're coloring this little front section of your hair, make sure that you get all of those little flyaway baby hairs, or you will have some really funky pastel pale yellow hairs flying around once you've done the dye job. So I'm not afraid to get this on my forehead. It'll eventually come off, but those little blondie hairs are super annoying if you miss them. And now I'm going to start the painting process. So I'm going to take about a 1/4 inch section, and then I'm going to go back into that Juniper green and really coat the roots. You want to coat the front and the back and really blend that down the shaft of the hair. And then I'm going to go into that little mixture that I created with the cerulean blue and paint that along the links. And then right where they meet, I usually take my fingers and just make sure that those are all well blended together so you don't have any kind of line. It's a really natural gradient. Of course, once one section is done, you want to clip that out of the way and then move on to the next. Okay, so here is the finished color, and I'm sure you're thinking, hey Heather, you did all of that work just to have dark green hair? And yes, absolutely I did. The reason I do a lot of that prep work is just so that as my hair fades, it doesn't start looking really rugged really fast. I want to be able to trust the fade, as I like to think of it, and let my hair do its thing, and it kind of sets you up for a really unique color fade out. You actually get some depth and dimension, and your hair doesn't look like you just desperately need to color it. Overall, I loved using this hair color. I do prefer color that comes in a bottle versus a tub, but the smaller little applicator really helped me to do especially the root area so that I could just go straight from the tub onto my scalp. I am super excited to see how this wears. It rinsed out really easily and it feels really nice and healthy, as it should. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you'd like to stick around and see what happens to this color as it wears off and fades out, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you need more How to Be Fancy in the meantime, you can always follow me on Instagram. I'm at How to Be Fancy over there as well. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.